Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today we are going to start materials and methods of construction. The course code is CT106. It is level 2 course of first year. The duration is 1 semester. Credit hours are 2 for theory and 1 for the lab. The course structure: I am Engineer Muzammil Yaqub. You can check my email, which is available here, muzammil.btech@suit.edu.pk. You can access the lecture details at portal.suit.edu.pk. You can get back to me if you have any queries. Now, first of all, course objective. This course is basically related to study the construction materials. Also, we will study the different methods and approaches for using materials in construction structures or constructing structures. So the first objective is understanding the properties, uses and behavior of construction materials, standards for material quality, various tests on materials, and then you should be able to identify the quality, standard and behavior of different materials. Once we have done that, the another objective is to develop the basic understanding of construction techniques and methods of construction with particular reference to RC. RC means reinforced concrete work, brickwork, flooring, damp proofing, roofing and stairs. And then you should be able to develop the knowledge which are required for the quality construction. So these are two main objectives for the course which we have. Then CLOs, course learning outcomes. During this course we will study various topics, and once we have studied those topics and you have basically successfully achieved the sufficient grades in this course, and at the end of that you should be able to define properties of civil engineering materials and about importance of environmentally sustainable construction. We will also discuss about latest standards and techniques which are important in the selection process of materials. So these are two main course learning outcomes for the course which we have. Now moving on to the next slide. Teaching and learning activities, in short we can say TLAs. So the varieties of teaching and learning activities which will be performing during the course: you will be provided with quizzes, you will be provided with take home test, actually solve at home and then submit them probably through online system. So I will update you with the passage of time regarding the submission process. So hopefully we will be able to follow them. And once we are in the class, we will also have some in-class activities. I will also provide video presentations like the one I am presenting right now, and some additional videos as well. You will be provided reading assignments as well as from the internet and from other resources as well. Once we are in the class, so inshallah, hopefully very soon, so I will provide video presentations like the one I am presenting right now, and some additional videos as well. You will be provided reading assignments as well, and we will also have classroom discussions on different topics. Also on the portal there is a discussion forum as well, so you can open some discussion as well if you do not understand some topics very well, or to discuss some points. You can see the class activities on the top forum discussion, where you can start discussion I and other course instructors which have been involved in these activities can reply to the discussion topics. You will be using internet and emails a lot, especially we are learning online in the beginning. Homework assignments will be provided, and then we will have major midterm examination. I will also provide you instructor led presentations like the one which I am providing as a part of this introductory topic. Then we will have final comprehension examination. In short, we call final exam. We will also have solved examples in the class, also the part of this course. So these are the teaching and learning activities. Now moving towards assessment tasks and activities. So as I discussed earlier over here, you can see the distribution of various assessment activities and their marks. The major midterm examination will be carrying 30% weightage, including both the theoretical part and the lab experiment part, and final and the final examination carrying 50% weightage, means out of 100 there will be 50 marks paper, and quiz homework assignment carries 20% weightage. So these are about assessment tasks. Now coming to the key syllabus, there are 12 chapters in this particular course. First is related to bricks, in which we will discuss about their classification and manufacturing process in detail. For example, manufacturing shop process, which is consist of 5 stages, and there are 4 main types of classification of bricks, like first class brick, second class brick, third class, and fourth class brick. We will discuss about them in detail, inshallah. Then comes physical and chemical qualities of good bricks. We will study about the both of qualities. After that, the test done on burned clay bricks. Basically these tests are conducted to find out bricks suitability for the construction work. Generally 7 tests are important. For example, absorption test, crushing strength or comprehension strength, or you can say compression strength test, hardness test, checking salts in the bricks, checking its shape and size and soundness as well. Then at the end of this chapter we will study about different types of bricks masonry and brick masonry bonds as well. Now moving towards next chapter, which is our second chapter, and this is about cement, in which we will be studying its history and classifications, or such as hydraulic cements, which is further divided into many subtypes. The other type or classifications are Portland cement, Portland limestone cements, pozzolan lime cements, aluminous cements. So these are the main classification of cement according to their uses. Manufacturing part of Portland cement consists of different stages. First is collection of raw material from different sources. Then comes its preparation, which is further divided into 2 types. Now one is wet process and the other is dry process. After that, burning process starts, which means preparing clinkers. After that, final processing takes place in the shape of storing cement, and the last one is quality control. Then we will discuss various types of cement storage in different conditions and about grinding process of sand. Finally, the use of cement sand mortars in different structures, especially in buildings. We will, because our focus is mainly on buildings and in different conditions. Now The third chapter is aggregates, in which we will study its two main types, which are fine aggregates and coarse aggregate, normally used in making concretes. Then we will move to the next topic, which is properties of aggregates. In properties, our main focus will be on its physical properties, main studying its shape, size, means maximum size distribution and minimum size distribution, texture and specific gravity, absorption, soundness, uh, freeze and thaw stability, terminal stability, and the last one is unit weight. We will also study its mechanical properties as well, which are compressive strength, tensile strength, toughness, absorption resistance. After that, grinding of aggregates. It means distribution of particles according to their sizes. Then we will discuss how weathering issues put effects on the properties of aggregates in different conditions. So these are about aggregates. Now in the next chapter, which is about blocks, in which we will discuss about their classifications and manufacturing process in detail, inshallah. Manufacturing process means consists of various stages. First stage is batching, another one is measuring materials for block production, then mixing materials, which is carried out after the batching process. The third stage is molding after the mixing. Mixing is the previous stage with materials according to their required block sizes. Then comes compaction, and at the end curing process starts. In the fourth section of this chapter, we will study the characteristics of good blocks on the basis of defined standards. At the end, tests done on blocks. Basically, tests are conducted to find out blocks stability for construction work. Generally, 7 tests are important. For example, just like we discussed earlier in about bricks, here we will discuss again. The first one is absorption test, another one is crushing strength, and the last one is hardness test. So these are the tests done on blocks. The fifth chapter is about tiles, in which we will discuss about their classifications and manufacturing process in detail. Generally, there are different type of tiles which are classified. For example, based on their surface, based on the installation. Surface means outdoor or indoor, right? Basically, on manufacturing process means pre-stressed or extrude. Based on water absorption capacities means high, its water absorption is high, or its water absorption capacity is medium, or its water absorption capacity is low. So these are the factors. Just like other materials, manufacturing process of tiles also consists of different stages. Like batching is the first stage, then comes second stage, mixing, and the third stage is grinding, then drying, glazing, and the last one is firing. So these are the main stages. Now coming towards the characteristics of a good tiles, means it should be free from cracks, it should be regular in shape and size, it should be sound, hard and durable, it should be well burnt. The last topic is about test done on tiles, in which we will look at the different tests. For example, ceramic tile testing, The factors we will focus on, the first one is dimensions and surface quality, water absorption, breaking and its rupture point. In other words, we can say breaking strength, and deep abrasion, surface abrasion. Abrasion means scratches on the surface of the tile, so it's called surface abrasion. And the last one is thermal expansion, right? So these things we will discuss inshallah in the chapter tiles. Now in the next chapter, the focus will be on stones, their characteristics, which means high strength to resist the load coming on it. In other words, we can say durability, hardness, toughness, specific gravity, porosity, absorption, right? So these are the main characteristics. And then in the next part, we will study stone dressing, means their use in different type of structures. Then we will come to the next part, which is about their common uses in construction industry, especially in Pakistan, and what are the stone quarries available in Pakistan, in all the provinces of Pakistan, right? And we will also discuss about their locations as well as at the end of this chapter. So in the next chapter, which is about water and lime, we will study its importance in this chapter, how water increase the bond between cement, between the aggregates, and about its quality, why we need pure water for concrete mixtures or for construction purposes. So to know about the purity of lime, we will look at the different tests which are performed to check the lime standard in laboratory. Then comes the uses of lime, how extensively it can be used as a building material in mortar, and it used as a binding material in concrete. Also it used in the type of crushed lime as an aggregate. Timber is our next chapter. First we will look at the definition, then its classification. As we know, trees are classified into two main groups. Number one is endogenous trees and the other one is exogenous trees. So we will talk about them in our future classes in detail, inshallah. Growth of the timber means the study of its cross section, its annual growth in different climates or in different seasons, for example in spring, in summer. Then comes its characteristics, which are hardness, strength, means sufficient strength to resist heavy structural loads when we use timber in construction. Toughness, which means to resist shock due to vibration, it's also called vibrating loads. Another one is durability, and the last two are appearance and its color, mostly related to the color. To know about timber performance, we will study about different tests. For example, drilling resistance measures, sound speed measures, analysis of annual rings. So these are the three tests. After that, in the next part of our focus will be on its seasoning and preservation methods. At the end, it used in construction industry, especially in modern era. So moving towards next slide. Now paint and varnishes. So as we know, paint is a substance used as a final finish to all surfaces and as a coating to protect or to decorate the surface. So we will study that, then its composition and preparation process. In this chapter we will also discuss about paint characteristics as well, especially good ones. For example, it should have a good body or spreading power. It should form durable resistance. Basically these are six main types of paints, like we see oil paint, emulsion paint, cement paint, commonly known as white paint, bituminous paint, aluminium paint. So we will discuss these. At the end, our focus will be on use of varnishes and distempers in building construction, right? So the next chapter, which is our 10th chapter, we will study about metals. As we know about them, some common metals which we have in our daily life are aluminium, copper, zinc, silver, and gold, as we all know. So we will study their compositions, their properties, use as a construction material. Obviously we will not use gold as a construction material, because then we can imagine the cost factor. And the process of manufacture, how metals are combined for different purposes and needs. Then we will move to the third part, which is about different forms of iron and steel, uses of braces and aluminium in the building construction will be our last topic. So how plastics are formed from materials composed of various elements such as carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, and sulfur. And in glass composition, silicate is the material. Commonly we know the use of glass in our structures, but here we will study them in a bit more detail. Then comes plastic properties, and the last topic is about properties of asphalt, bitumen, and about plastic pipes, reinforced plastic pipes as well. Now moving towards the chapter, this is the last chapter we will study about. In this chapter we will study about methods of construction, such as formation of brick masonry in building construction, and about brick bonds and their applications as well. Similarly, just like bricks, we will study the use of stones as well. Scaffolding work, which has very importance in construction projects. So we will learn in this chapter how we can design scaffolding in an effective way. After that we will see the use of different hand tools in construction works. ASTM, which is stands for American Society for Testing and Materials. It is an international standard organization that develops technical standards for materials, including construction materials. So we will study about them, including their testing standards and procedure as well. After that, as you can see over here, we will study different standards which are required, especially in building construction. For example, for slab, for beam, columns, for roof. The last section of the part is about quality standard and about inspection for construction material. You will require some books to be followed over here. Your main textbooks are materials of construction, fundamental of building construction, material and method. You can also follow building construction book as well by Williams. So that is for introduction and list of the topics which you will be following during the theory part of this course. The next presentation will be discussing about bricks, its classification of bricks and manufacturing process. So we will be discussing that inshallah, hopefully in our next lecture. So keep in touch and thank you very much